Hi, my name is Dr. Keith Chan. I'm a zoo fan, both real and virtual. I want to give you a tour of a zoo I made called Planet Primates, made using a game called Planet Zoo. And along the way, we'll check out some primates and learn about what they're like. Let's head on over to the first exhibit. We'll check out what's down here. All right, there's one right there next to the window. We'll use the video game magic to hop right in. So, might have a guess what these primates are, just observing them, looking at these wonderful models. Rotate around and get a good look at all of their traits. So this is a bonobo, which is one of the two closest living relatives to humans today. They're also members of a group called the Great Apes, which covers several lineages that we will check out in this zoo. But one clue that they're apes is the lack of a tail, as you can see there. Bonobos are highly social. They live in matriarchal groups, so the leaders, the ones with the most rank, are female. And the males have rank based upon their female relatives. A great leap for the male bonobo back there. Like many apes, they're good suspensory climbers, using all four limbs, grasping hands and feet to hold on to all kinds of surfaces like these. Great demonstration of some leaping and climbing. All right, we'll head on to the next exhibit. Mentioned bonobos are one of the two closest relatives to humans today, so we'll go look at the other one. Is anyone sleeping in there? Nope. Ah, see them down there. We'll hop on in. These are common chimpanzees. Scientific name, Pan troglodytes. So you can see a resemblance in traits with the bonobos we just saw, but you can tell that these common chimpanzees are more muscular, more robust features. And watch that chimp go poo there. Very normal animal behavior. And here comes a human to clean that up. The common chimpanzees have been studied in the wild and in captivity, and they demonstrate an extremely high level of intelligence and in ways which can even surpass typical human mental abilities. Seem to have a natural grasp of strategy games and have excellent short-term memory as well. While the bonobos that we just saw live in calmer matriarchal groups, the common chimpanzee is known for living in male-dominated groups and are overall more aggressive in how they maintain their social status. I'm gonna follow this chimp to see what it's doing with that toy. In real life zoos, the good ones, anyway, primates are given a lot of things to interact with, a lot of puzzles to do to keep their mental abilities, keep their mental health good. Ice block is another type of enrichment that zoos use. All right, so I think pooping is going to be something we see a lot today by the look of the trend so far. We'll head on to the next exhibit, though it could spend a lot of time in each one. We'll go back to the human paths. Of course, humans are also primates, sharing many of the traits that we're seeing with the ones on exhibit here. But of course, with specialized adaptations and traits that are unique to us today. Let's see what's going on down there. This exhibit has a large crowd. These are 3 different species of primates. They're all related to each other, and they all live in the same place in the world. So you might have knowledge of kids' movies. Remember that these are lemurs. You're looking at some ring-tailed lemurs right now. And all lemurs in the wild today live in one place. The island of Madagascar, like the kids' movie. It's off the east coast of Africa. There's another one. I seem to have a gift in finding these. The lemurs have a different set of traits compared to the chimpanzee and bonobo we just saw. Lemurs tend to have more primitive traits that are more like those of other mammals, non-primates. For example, a longer snout with a dog-like nose. Some interesting side running. So a very long tail. So when scientists say primitive traits, they're not insulting these animals. They're just noting that they tend to have traits which have changed less over time through evolution compared to traits of other animals like humans. It's actually a compliment if you think about it that they didn't have to change as much over generations to keep surviving to the present day. Or that, okay, I got too close. The long tail is good for balancing. You saw that lemur doing a big old run on some very precarious structures. So the tail helps that. It helps to control the center of gravity and balance as it runs on these wooden platforms. There's another species of lemur here called the black and white ruffed lemur. There's actually over 100 species of lemur on Madagascar, so all of these evolved from lemur ancestors in prehistory from the main continent of Africa. But then those lemur ancestors in Africa went extinct, while the ones in Madagascar diversified into over 100 species living today. Some red ruffed lemurs as well in the background. And a cute baby ringtail. Alright, should go on to the next exhibit. That's the staff area, we cannot go there. And the central part of the zoo is a food court and a boat tour. I'm gonna follow the boats down into the next area. So you can find the primates here and see if you can identify them before I do. Once I find them, of course. Oh, it's like it's nap time. Be quiet so we don't wake him up. See the very muscular limbs, especially the long arms. Uh-oh, I guess that was too loud. But this is an orangutan, specifically a Bornean orangutan, living on the island of Borneo in Southeast Asia. This is a male. You can tell because he has these large cheek pads. Fortunately, orangutans are an extremely precarious situation as a species due to their habitats being destroyed by humans. Like a lot of primates, they depend on a heavily forested environment to survive. Unfortunately, people are cutting down their forests and turning into palm oil farms, which the orangutans cannot live in. So I mentioned the cheek pads on this male orangutan before. They are apparently attractive for females, having these wide cheek pads. And so for orangutans, females choose to reproduce with males with wide cheek pads. That means that the cheek pad trait spreads through future generations and gets more intensified. The peacock there, in case you were wondering. Peahen, actually. Peacocks are males. Peahens are females. They're actually called peafowl. But back to the primates. Find the other orangutans. Oh, there. So this is a female orangutan, so notice a lack of those cheek pads. It's a male trait. Oh, getting a good look at hands and feet and the teeth as well. Most primates have grasping feet, like you see here, long digits, long toes, and a big toe that can form a fist with those toes. And humans are the primate today that do not have this trait anymore. We have more specialized feet, no longer good for holding on to things. Think about what our feet are good for instead. Alright, more orangutans are showing up. Cute infant here. You see some grooming with the two adults. It's a behavior common across primates, and humans find comfort in a physical touch as well. But we see this in primates where they pick parasites or even pretend to pick parasites, and it's forming social bonds between them. All right, we'll head on to the next exhibit. And here we are. We'll follow this young one. Oh, there's a big one. And yes, of course. There's a western lowland gorilla. Their scientific name is easy to remember. It's gorilla, gorilla, gorilla. They live in central West Africa. Again, we're looking at the larger male. The female gorilla there. Showing this difference in size between the sexes. It's called sexual dimorphism. And the difference between males and female traits is a clue about their social behavior. Gorillas with orangutans and the common chimpanzee and bonobos and people together form a group that researchers call hominids. So a lineage separate from monkeys, the lemurs, other primates. See the four-limb movement across the ground here to know what the name of this locomotion style is? It's called knuckle walking. Very excited to go somewhere. Believe there's food left out for them somewhere. Or not. There's this one pile in Gorilla Cerberus. Okay. I am curious what is going on with these virtual gorillas. Yes, there is food here. So there's, you see them using their agile fingers. You find food in this food playpen. All right, we'll head on to the next place. We've been looking at mostly apes before, plus the lemurs. Now we'll look at another lineage of primates. So far, I only see anteaters and tapirs. Oh, there is one, the little one here. Is a Colombian white-faced capuchin monkey. These are monkeys that are one of what's called the platyrrhines, a lineage of primates, of course, a lineage of primates with flattened, wide, and side-facing nostrils, like we see on this little one. Good way to tell the different monkey lineages from each other, looking at nostrils. It's the only example of platyrrhines in this zoo. See the curly tail on the capuchin monkey is actually kind of thick and looks like it could actually support weight, which it does. These are one of the monkeys that have prehensile tails, can hang off their tails using it like a fifth limb. It's having a good look at another one. This type of monkey might look familiar because they are intelligent and found able to use tools in the wild. And then in captivity, they have different roles, even literal roles in TV shows and movies. Can even help people who need physical assistance. It's a tapir, not a primate. Completely different set of traits. See primates using their hands not just for climbing, but also to pick up small objects for food. Something that humans do today. If we can do a nice bag of popcorn, you're using your hands in the same way. Okay, let's go to the next exhibit. The next primates we'll look at are inside this building. It's a very different environment than the ones that we have passed so far. There are some is the Japanese macaque, or snow monkey. There are the primates today that live in the coldest environments. The snowy mountains of Japan. They actually live in 3 of the 4 islands, the main islands of Japan. And environments ranging from temperate forests to subarctic forests. These are the monkeys that are known for hanging out in hot springs, the cold. And also, Other members of their species have found out how to wash food with a little encouragement from researchers and passing on this knowledge, this practice across generations. You see their very thick fur compared to the Capuchin monkeys that we just saw. Thick fur is an adaptation for their cold natural environment. Also notice the very short tail compared to the previous monkey. So the Japanese macaque is a member of a different lineage of monkeys called the Cercopithecus. Actually means tailed monkeys, though this one has a short little tail. Cercopithecus are also known as old world monkeys, so the monkeys that in the wild are found in Africa, Asia, and certain parts of Europe. One way you can tell the different monkey lineages is looking at their nostrils, so zoom in here. See, this monkey has a very narrow nose, and nostrils are closer together and pointed downwards. So instead of platyrrhines like the previous monkeys, these are catarrhines, the other nose-based lineage of primates. And we are also catarrhines as well, so these snow monkeys are more related to us than the Capuchin monkeys. We also have narrow nostrils that are pointed downwards. This one has hopped into the hot spring area. Let's see what these two are up to. Oh, not much. Alright, still have a few primates to look at. Going to a completely different environment, but still in Asia. Let's see if we can find any in this one. Alright, there's one swimming in the water. Let's go have a look. It's an interesting species of monkey called the Proboscis monkey, referring to their nose. This is a female. You can tell by the nose shape that it stands out compared to other primates, but when we see the male, you'll see the male has an even larger nose. A proboscis monkey lives in Borneo, just like the Bornean orangutan. Yeah, long tail that is useful for balancing, running in tree branches, other precarious situations. So you would find a example of the male for comparison. I caught a glimpse. Oh, that's misled you. Oops. This is another female, just to be sure. Had to check. It's another female. Nope, another female. Box monkeys live in matriarchal groups. So, more females than males. There he is. And see, he has a even larger nose. Just like the cheek flaps on the orangutan, the large nose is attractive for females, and it'll mate with males with bigger noses. Might also be sound based, where the larger nose, not sure where this monkey is going, this larger nose allows them to make louder calls, which might be attractive to females. It's an unusual ability for the Proboscis monkey that is not super realistic. No known primate can walk several feet above water. All right. Now we know why he came out here. Okay, there he is. I could follow this monkey all day, but we will go to... There should be one primate that we haven't looked at yet. Now follow the train tracks to the next destination. Passing the Capuchin monkeys again. Avoid the train. These are the gorillas. And here we are, the last exhibit. We'll find the primates in here. Yes. Yes, we just missed him pooping, so that's a change of pace. This is a mandrill. This is one of the largest monkeys living today. Yeah, get a look at the nostrils. They're very impressive. Also very downward facing and close together. So these are also catarrhines. And then with the presence of a tail means they are cercopithecoids. They are old world monkeys. The coloration here for this big male is what is attractive to females, the reds and blues. Color is actually formed by collagen protein structures. So very impressive teeth. The evolution of exaggerated traits, like we saw with the orangutan cheek flaps, the proboscis monkey nose, and the mandrill colors, about sexual selection. A particular case of natural selection. I think this mandrill is going to play a song for us. It's an example of a female, so you know it's a different body size. Again, why put a keyboard in a monkey exhibit? It keeps them entertained, keeps their minds active, playing with these interesting objects. Alright, that's it for Planet Primates. Hope you had a good time looking at primates, looking at the zoo. We'll head on out and hope you go see a real good zoo in real life at some point. Bye.